What is up? Shalom, shalom. How is everybody? I'm doing well. I hope you are. We're here for our weekly energy oracle forecast, where we're just taking a look at the next 7 or 8 days to see what kind of spiritual and energetic weather we will be having and living in. Ooh, it's all about releasing this week. This is the 4th quarter of the moon phase, I believe, that we're coming up on. So this is like the last week of the the waning cycle. As the full moon goes full, then over 2 weeks the moon loses its light and goes back into a new moon cycle. And so during the waning phase of the moon, it's pivotal, it's proper and prudent, and I was going to say pivotal, but I don't know if that would be the right word, but that's when you want to release things and let go of things, because the moon is releasing and letting go of the light that has filled it, right? And it's releasing and making way for another cycle to happen. So during the moon phases, if we can align ourselves with that rhythm, then like our efforts are that much more supported, and they're already in flow with like the harmonic resonance of like what's up in the air anyway. So during the waxing phase, when the moon is new, so when the moon is completely dark, that's the new moon, and it starts a new moon cycle. And you're really not supposed to manifest until we start getting a little bit of the light that returns. So maybe wait until like an hour after the moon is like officially new to then begin manifesting and planting seeds. But like during the new moon itself, that's a kind of a void of the light. There is no light. And that means there's no light of the creator kind of shining on that moment. So there's not any extra magic at that time, except for the magic of void and empty space. So then when the light starts to re-enter the moon, right after the newness, that's when the light, like the power, starts to gain. And that's called the waxing cycle, when the moon is gaining light on the way to full. Then the moon is full and the energy is culminated, and it's like the grand finale kind of thing, and then it's at its fullest and brightest, and then the moon starts losing its energy. So we kind of we set our intentions on the new moon, or when the light starts to enter the moon, and then we work towards those intentions, and we make an effort and we take action during the waxing cycle when things are when the moon is becoming full. At the full moon, we celebrate the culmination of our efforts. We kind of let go at that point and release. And that's a good time to do like cleansing rituals. But that's basically when we celebrate that we know that seeds have been well planted, and that if we haven't already realized the fruition of that intention, that over the next 6 months, it should manifest. And so we celebrate the magic happening, or the miracle being received during the full moon. And then after the full moon, we release during the waning cycle, when the moon starts to lose the light, when the light starts to draw away. So it draws away our darkness, right? We let go of negativity. We cut cords. We let habits go. We forgive. We do energy cleansing, right? So that's a good time to be shedding and letting go, throwing away things, getting rid of things, quitting things, that kind of thing during the waning cycle. And so that's what we're in right now. So we're in the waning cycle. And as the moon becomes closer to new, that's like that energy just gets stronger and stronger. There was a meditation that I did one time, or I've done it multiple times, but it's like if you want to connect with the moon goddess, the triple goddess energy, that divine feminine moon energy. And then this particular publication, it was focusing your connection with Hecate. And so it was saying that the strongest time to connect with the moon goddess is in the fourth quarter of the moon, and that last, second week of waning, when the waning power is its strongest. So that's the week we're in right now. So it's the most extra supported time to release and let go, do cleansing rituals, clean your house, clean your space, declutter, but really let go of the past, honestly, because we're moving into this first new moon after eclipse season. And after the high holidays, like we just culminated Sukkot this past week, a couple of days ago, over Shabbat. And now it's like we've made it through the eclipse season, we've made it through high holidays, and that was like this huge reset, reboot to get us prepared to like move into this new cycle, move into this new timeline, which is unfolding towards the end of this year, and it's really taking off next year during our new astrological year and during the January, during the winter even. And so over like the rest of October and November and December, we're really like wrapping up the old, we're letting go, we're releasing, we're looking, reflecting on the past, but we're not carrying the old stories or the old behaviors or the old identities, all of that stuff, all that baggage. We're not bringing it with us. We're just not doing it anymore. We're going to transcend. So letting go and embracing the new. I love this. Look, you guys, side by side at these cards. Like, look how thick this deck is. This is actually 3 of these same oracle decks, but different editions, all just crammed into one. So there's so many cards that could have come out, and I love that we have release and embrace as we are in this threshold between the cycles of the ending of the old cycle, the beginning of the new coming in, and the beginning of the embodiment of that higher consciousness, that higher self, where we can start to really live with a new perspective, like a higher perspective than we ever had. And also like being in the version of ourselves that's the closest version to that higher self, that's capable of living that soul ordained destiny that we know is possible for us, but it does require that we unlock and awaken our potential. And so I think that this new cycle, we're setting ourselves up to be able to do that in a deeper way. So really embracing those new habits, that new structure, that good discipline, right? To stay focused. And even though we've been through a lot over the 16-year transit of Pluto through Capricorn and we're left very tired, now's the time to draw strength and get ready to get excited about a fresh start, because things are going to go better than they did over that 16-year karmic cycle. And we don't even hardly know any different, right? It's just like, I've never known what it's like for things to work out. What must it be like to have hope, to get excited that something might come to fruition? So I think this is what we're embracing now, is that there are new possibilities. We're not just resigning ourselves, to the same old. Today I had the most hilariously dark and melancholic extra thought come to my head, and I said, do I resign myself to the sweet release of defeat, or to the despair of relentless persistence? And I believe that I am resigned to the relentless, or the despair of relentless persistence. Because, oh, how nice would it be to just give up, quit, and be like, I'm just going to throw it in forever. But no, not going to. So we're embracing the hope that things are going to be different. Things are going to play out in ways that we've never really known before. And we can release that looming foreboding of the past, where we're just sort of like trained to feel like we need to be ready for the rug to get pulled out. It's like, that's the kind of stuff that we have to let go, and we have to open ourselves up to the possibility that things can be better. Because here's one of the main lessons this week that I keep hearing in the Zohar daily lessons, daily portions, is the observation that the Shina, which is the feminine essence of the creator, that nourishes and gives us like sweetness and fulfillment and blessing, that influence, that protection, that power can't come over us. It can't shelter us unless we're in a state of gladness and thanksgiving and joy. When we're in the pits of despair, that feminine, divine feminine, Holy Spirit influence of giving, of that miracle sauce that we want to align with, it can't align with us because it does not resonate with darkness and negativity and suffering. It only resonates with gladness and joy. And that's joy is deeper than happiness. It's more complex. But so it's like we can't, that's why like when people are like in deep grief, you know, especially like when they talk about like people like Bible characters, I can't remember if it was Joseph or Jacob who grieved his son for like years and years, and like the Holy Spirit couldn't bless him during that time because he was so grieved, like he couldn't get out of his grief. So it was like he was like cut off from blessing. So that's why we want to maintain that affinity with the Creator, and that's why it's important that we are optimistic and hopeful, and that we can get excited and maintain our joy even before we can see the fruition or things coming into materialized like form yet. In fact, today it's so funny because today I was just thinking about how I had disembodied excitement, and I almost said it out loud at work. I almost asked anybody else if they had disembodied excitement, and I was like, I feel like something new is coming into my life and I feel excited, but I don't know what it is, and I don't have any reason to believe this, but it's like a feeling that I get sometimes where I can feel excitement coming from a distance. So that's interesting. I was having that today. So we're releasing the past. We're releasing old fears. We're releasing the old things that used to hold us back and keep us limited and stuck. And we're embracing new beliefs, new attitudes, new methods, new routines. Ooh, we're uncovering new depths. We're like digging deep for new levels of strength and resilience to get through this transformation and continue forward without resigning ourselves to defeat, right? Isn't defeat so nice sometimes? You're just like, I don't have to do it anymore. It wasn't my fault. Yeah, no, we don't get that. We're going to continue digging with this stick into hard ground. Have you guys ever used that? It's like a steel stick, and it's like not exactly a spear at the end. It almost looks like a big screwdriver, like a big flathead screwdriver. You're just like, helps you like, I don't know, I guess break up the ground. But it is not easy work. Digging a hole, digging into the ground is very, very laborious. It is not easy. I mean, it is the work of a maniac. And so is this. So is digging through that outer layer of our heart, right? Because it's been guarded. But that's exactly what we need. We need a heart awakening and a heart opening this week in order to allow for the new to come in and get that joy going, get that openness going, be ready to be open and receptive and unguarded. You know, have your boundaries, have strong boundaries, have clear and healthy boundaries, but don't be impenetrable to the point where you're closed off to. And then also, I think it's good that we remember to uphold our boundaries with ourselves, right? Like things like keeping a bedtime and keeping a wake time. Those are really hard for me. Being consistent in the promises that you make for yourself. Like I'm bad about getting a writing routine consistent, right? Because it's like, well, I feel like I make this content every day, and that's very consistent. And that takes a lot of work and it takes a lot of writing, but any additional like long-term projects that I want to start, it's like sometimes like publishing my oracle deck that I use during our lunation workshops. I'm really bad about chipping away consistently and being like unfailing with myself. So I'm trying to get better at those things. So just tell all. Root chakra. Yeah. So literally getting better at the literal things of doing it. Like we've done all of this theoretical work. We've done all this planning. We've done all this feeling and ruminating and processing, and we've been processing, and now it's time for implementation. So look at your aura, look at your root chakra. Where are you wasting energy? Where are you leaking energy? Where are you leaking resources, right? Patch that up, tighten that up. And like, this is about establishing security and stability. So anywhere in your life that's out of balance, that you need to establish more security and more stability, start taking action. This is also about physicalization. It's about like what was once a thought or something that didn't exist being birthed forth, right? Being materialized, coming into fruition. I keep getting a lot of like fragments of messages recently that like things are about to come into fruition, like something is about to become physical, like something that has been a dream or theoretical or something that you've been doing work on intrinsically for so long is about to become like outer, like materialized, like it's going to be in the outer reality. It's going to be real soon. So it's going to be real soon. And I think it's going to be real soon. So interesting. Love that card. And then let's just get one final card to finish. Growth. Things are blossoming. Like, I love that the crown on top of the skull at the top of this central column here. This sturdy central column of consciousness that we've awakened this higher level of consciousness in our life, this elevated sense, and we've elevated our soul to that degree, and like we've been crowned in this divine inspiration where we can get this download of communication from spirit, and that creates like a very like grounded and strong and certain and stable place to be, right? And we can resonate from this place and be in that affinity with the creator that gives us that vibrational resonance with security, stability, blessing, right? Constancy, fortitude, eternal, ongoingness, unfluctuatingness, right? And things can grow off from there, but there's growth coming and things are going to be like materializing, right? Maybe things that you've held in your heart and soul are finally going to be part of your life and in your reality. All right, you all, I think that I feel hopeful, which is good. And I think we need to do whatever digging we need to do to get in that heart and get it open and figure out really like what fears are holding us back at this point. What is holding us back from taking these actions, from establishing these routines, and really devoting and dedicating to ourselves and showing up for ourselves and keeping those promises to ourself, because we are approaching this new timeline. We are in like the airport ready to board the plane. We're about to take off real soon. All right, you all. Well, our next video tomorrow will be our anchor message, where we will be receiving our more specific spiritual lessons and assignments to focus on for the week. All right, till then, peace be with you. Ciao. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you got something out of it, then please give it a like. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications to be notified of when I drop content. Like the videos, comment, share them. Anything that you do helps these messages get out to other people who need them. So you watching a video and taking an action on it actually makes a positive difference in someone else's life.